800.
That's right. We'll ask for 5,000 to wherever the visibility looks the best. You can tell him just 5,000 wherever it looks the best.
Okay, so radio is 1, 2, 3, 3. Altimeter set. My belts are on.
My belts are on.
Canopy's down. I'm locked. Cables on. Controls. Okay. All right, and dive brakes. And direction of wind was, when I last checked, was from the north-northeast at like 5 or so, and about 7 up higher. And emergency procedures to the left and right.
Okay, why don't you call him?
Okay. 800, glider Romeo Mike, 5,000 to whichever direction's visible.
Copy, 5,000 feet, first ridge.
And stand by just a second. Okay, what else is wrong?
Copy, stand by.
This is not closed. And
Another pretty critical mistake that you made.
Right.
It's the dive brakes. Check them again.
oh, okay.
See, they're not locked, right? You gotta lock them.
Okay.
I'm ready now.
All right.
That's you gotta make sure to do that one.
And camera's on.
The camera's rolling. I'd probably start with the stick back a little bit. Get that nose up in the wheelie. The nose up. Nose up. Call emergencies, okay? You don't want to go back that soon. Right here is okay. Get in the habit of saying it out loud rather than just pointing. Because Rex is not going to know what necessarily what you're pointing at.
What do you want to say?
Where you're going to go. What your emergency plan
I mean,
is.
just to the
Off
left.
to the left. You know, we're over the lines to the left. Now we're back to the runway to the right.
Okay, perfect.
Something like that. When we get to 1,000 feet, you can do a box away.
Starting box.
Okay. Head to the left. Just long enough in that spot.
I was just trying to line up a little bit before I started.
Got it. You're coming up a little bit, so stay low. See how the mirror peeked out above the elevator? A little too high. Okay. Come on up. come up higher. Gotta get those wheels at least up. Okay, here, I have the controls. Okay, so we're gonna go down. I want you to look for the, I have the controls. See, there's the mirrors, right? We're gonna go out to the side looking for the tail wheel. Tail wheel's outside the main. We're still mirrors low. When we come up, it's, you got, like, you sort of came up and into the inside at the same time. So you're gonna come up, stay to the outside, keeping that wheel outside. The high toe position is about here.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Your controls. You can finish. You don't stop in the center. You kind of just slowly come all the way over to the other side. Don't stop. Getting a little high here now. Don't stop. Go add a little bit of right input on both. The rudder and aileron, a little high. Okay, good. Hold right there. Give you a little right rudder. Okay, come on down. Look for the mirror. The mirror is going to be above, below the elevator. Just a little bit. Just a teeny little bit. Okay, right there. Okay, back to center. Use both the controls at the same time, okay? Don't forget the rudder too. Very important. Okay, hold there. And come on up. Show me where the right high toe position is. A little bit higher. So no sky beneath the wing. So see the wing tips? Those are the lines on the road. Okay, and you have to stay in your lane, right? This is just like a car. Don't let yourself get to the, you don't even let yourself get to the lines in the car, because you start fixing the car before you drift to the side. Same thing in the glider. Very small, inputs. And just try to recognize the smallest changes in our relative position with the toe plate. The feet aren't moving nearly enough. And it's, I'll explain a few different ways I talk about making control inputs. There's deflection, how far the stick moves. There's the rate or intensity, how fast we do it. And frequency, how often we do it, right? So I want a low deflection, high frequency. What we'll do is when we get off tow, we'll do our maneuvers over the Three Sisters until you feel like it's time that we need to go home. You got to tell me when to go home, okay?
Okay. drop toe. I just need to refamiliarize with where things are on the clear nav.
Okay.
So I'm going to come off toe now.
All right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Alright, see if you can spot Williams before you look at the clear nav.
Okay.
And the first thing I would do when I get off tow is I like to slow down to try to preserve my time in the air.
Okay, I think I see a cooling pond.
Yeah, you got the cooling pond.
And so it's
Just to the north of that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. We have some of our, so now let's turn back towards the Three Sisters. And other than just slowing down, what else do you want to do when you slow down or when you change speeds?
Well, whenever you do anything, you want to clear before your turn.
Okay.
But it must be something else.
There must be something else. How does the stick feel to you?
It feels a little heavy.
You feel like you're holding it back, right?
Yes. Maybe I should look at some trim.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and probably trim almost all the way back.
Let me get to speed.
I mean, no, trim first. Just go ahead and trim back. No, nope. No?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Do you know where it is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, that's better.
Okay. All right, so looking at the clear now. Okay, so our altimeter says 47. This says 47 on the bottom,
Okay.
and the true altitude, I know that's not the right word, but is 36.
That's above the ground.
Above ground level.
Above the
Yeah,
ground level.
yeah.
We're not really so concerned about above ground level.
Because when we get back to the airport, it's at ground level.
And honestly, unless you know your altitude that you leave Three Sisters at, say in 46 is 4,700, it's kind of useless too. Because there's another variable you haven't included.
Well,
how far are we from the airport, right?
Yeah. And it looks like we're 11 miles from the airport.
Okay.
So that's 2,000 feet. It's going to drop off. So
Okay.
really we have 4,500 feet. Of the 45, we only have 25, and we have 2,500 to get back there.
So you say it's 2,400 feet, we'll say,
Okay.
to get home.
So that brings us down to plus 1,500.
Okay, there
to
you
be
go.
there when we
Okay.
get there. So really, we only have like 500 feet.
Okay,
Does that make sense? We just started.
that's right.
Okay.
So here's another way to figure that out without doing all that math.
Yeah.
Look at the vario.
Right.
It says, what does the number say in the bottom right?
Bottom right is 700
Yeah, okay.
plus.
So,
There it is.
yeah, we've got,
12 and 700. Okay, so when that hits zero, it's time to go.
okay.
And that's locked into being at 1,500 at Williams.
Correct. But it's not a pure, we have to fly at exactly the right speed, and and there's got to be no sink or lift in between us.
And that's also the airport, not an IP.
Correct.
So that
Correct.
changes things too.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you decided to start turning this direction and not going out further away from the airport.
Mhm.
That's a good start for success today. What we can do some S-turns using the cooling pond as the, see, we're almost not going to the right spot anymore, right? Huh? There's closer to home. So we'll do S-turns kind of based off of somewhere where we think that Williams is. The first ones that you do them where you come to a straight and level, you know, hold there for 3 seconds, straight and level, and then we'll do continuous turns. Stop straight and level, okay?
That is when we got back to the middle. Okay.
Well, no, so this is what I'm asking you to do. And then we will do them where we go continuous.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to add in one thing here. I have the controls. And that's a little bit too far. If you keep on doing your S-turns, you know, this far away from the airport, we're actually we're not going to get home, right? So, what I think you should do is, you know, maybe make this the right side, okay, and then maybe this for the left. Okay, we have to be under a good communication here. Who has the controls?
Right.
You can't start moving it around until I give it back to you, okay?
Yep.
So you have the controls, and you tell me. What do you tell me?
I have controls.
Okay, you have the controls. These are all very important things, okay?
Yep.
If we practice them now, that's better than trying to get them all tightened up before your truck ride. So what's happening, I have the controls. What's happening is that at the end of the turn, when you're trying to stop the turn, you're doing it with the stick and not the rudder. And so this is what it looks like. So we're going to stop the turn, but you got to stop the stop of the turn. And it's right here. I mean, you don't have to move the stick that far to get adverse yaw. So just remember, move those feet with the stick. Okay, your controls. Your controls. That's good. You know, what do you think one of the ways that we can avoid using that parachute that you're wearing today?
By looking,
right?
So I don't hit somebody.
So when you turn, okay, we're not doing that steep of turns, but you know, look 20 degrees off where you're going, right? Like, it doesn't make sense to be flying blindly here. Okay? I would expect that we don't hit anybody because I'm not wearing a parachute.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to both wear.
I mean, there's not really something saying you have to wear it.
I thought when one person does, they both have to or something like that.
So what are do you know any of the reasons why you would have to wear a parachute?
Racing or doing acrobatics.
Yeah, that's it actually. And we're doing neither, right?
Right.
Okay, so I don't need to wear a parachute.
All right. So we're at plus 400, so
okay,
we're sort of okay.
Yeah, we're still making it pretty well. Still can manage these S-turns. Now, since you've done a bunch of them where you came to a stop each time, why don't you do continuous S-turns?
Those aren't really continuous.
I have the controls. You are doing exactly what I want you to do. What I think when you go into the left, your bank is not quite the same angle.
Okay.
So think about getting into the bank, establish, let the thing do its thing.
Okay.
Like, at this point in time, I'm not messing with the controls, right? I think you gotta have a little bit more time of established where you're not trying to stop the turn already.
Okay.
Okay, your controls.
And my controls.
Your controls. Just let it coast there. You can give it another few seconds before you start stopping the turn. Okay. Neutralize there. Let it. You're still doing it. Let it go a little bit further before you start opposite control. Okay, hold there. Now, okay. Get to the angle that you want. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And neutralize. Hold it there. Don't stop it yet. Don't stop it yet. Okay, now. Nose up slightly. Okay, there's your angle. Neutralize. Let it coast. Let it okay, now good. Okay, so on the left one, let it go a little bit longer before you go back to the right. Okay. Neutralize. You're letting it neutral for like a half a second before you're going. So only on the left hand side though. On the right side, you're doing it how I want. Establish. Let it go for a second. There you go. That's a little better. You're wanting to stop it immediately. Try to keep the nose on the same part of the horizon as you're doing this. We're a little excessive on the speed here. So kind of note where the instrument panel is in the horizon. When I go into the turn, when I get the bank angle that I'm desiring, so about here, then I'll neutralize, but at the same time I will apply back stick pressure. Okay, because when we're in the turn, we're not lifting straight up anymore. So what's happening with your turns is that you're just going in the kind of come out of it. This was excessive. What you were doing better than my example. We'll say, but yeah, go try to do a little bit more abrupt this time too. So we'll go boom, neutralize, we'll stick back, let it coast, let it establish, and then we'll go boom, wait, and angle, a little bit of stick back. Okay, your controls. the feet and the stick together at the same time all the time. Okay, because that's you're really leading with the stick and then following up with the feet. At least the feet are moving, but try to get them at the same time.
Okay, we're at minus 30.
Okay.
So I think we need to be heading over.
Now more S turns maybe?
Yeah, head over to 2 barn.
Okay. We could do the math. Do you know how far we are from the airport?